When people imagine writing, they imagine inspiration, a bolt of lightning, a perfect paragraph arriving fully formed, the writer calmly placing it on the page like a priceless sculpture. Everything looks effortless in this version of writing. The writer gazes out the window, thinks a few deep thoughts, and then produces a sentence so graceful it seems to have existed forever. But actual writing feels less like sculpture and more like moving furniture around a small apartment. You drag the couch to one wall. No, that's terrible. You drag it back. Maybe the chair goes there. No, now the lamp looks stupid. You move the lamp. Now the couch looks stupid. 3 hours later, you are standing in the middle of the room thinking, why do I own this many chairs? This is also what revising a draft feels like. A paragraph moves, then another paragraph moves. Suddenly the beginning belongs at the end. The ending becomes the middle. The middle becomes a suspicious pile of sentences you quietly remove. None of this feels glamorous. There is no lightning bolt, no triumphant moment where the piece suddenly arrives perfect and complete. Instead, there is a lot of dragging. You slide a paragraph 2 inches to the left. You cut a sentence. You move an idea forward, then backward, then forward again, slightly to the side, like someone trying to parallel park using only instinct and mild panic. At times, it can feel like nothing is improving. The draft looks different, but not necessarily better. You read it again and think, wasn't this in a slightly better place 20 minutes ago? But something interesting happens during all this dragging and rearranging. Your sense of the piece slowly sharpens. You begin to notice the natural weight of things. One paragraph is heavier than the others. One sentence seems to anchor everything around it. A small idea that once felt unimportant suddenly turns out to be the center of the room. The room slowly starts to make sense. And then one moment you sit down and realize, oh, this is where the couch was supposed to go the whole time. Which is also when writing briefly feels magical again, not because inspiration struck, but because after all that moving around, the space finally works. Thanks for listening. Catch The Quiet Quotient on all your favorite podcast platforms and YouTube, and connect with me at jimhansonmedia.com.